station, WDWL TV, located on Grumpy Vulture Boulevard, a division of Grumpy Vulture Productions. Live from Studio B, it's me, the Grumpy Old Man. Yep, it's me, not an imposter. I'm sitting here, which I'll show you. Just be patient. With new tubes, not green tubes, no, but new tubes. Yes, my friend in Burbank sent me new tubes. Yes. They acquired some headphone amplifiers. And even though he knew I had two, he said, 2 is not enough. You need 3. And I said, gladly, because Grumpy likes tubes. Yes. I have to dig out a photo. I found photographs, okay, of what a TV repairman's tube box looked like. Yes, back in the day, they came in, it looked like a big toolbox. And when he opened it up, it was like 1,000 tubes. Because back in the day, everything had tubes. Yes, everything had tubes. And then came this invention of transistors. And tubes went by the wayside. And it's kind of taken them 60 years to realize the sound quality they lost with transistors versus tubes. And now companies are starting to manufacture sound equipment with tubes. Tubes. Yes. Because tubes bring out a certain quality that you can't get from a transistor. Now, Grumpy ain't saying we're going back to TV sets with tubes. I don't see that happening. Due to what the cost would be. But we do have tubes for headphone amplifiers, surround sound equipment, and stereo equipment, which is making a comeback again. Yes, component stereos are slowly making a comeback. And some of those units are being made with tubes. You're not going to see the mass production like we had, back in the day, like my component system. Although, something that basically has amazed me over the years. Turntables. Even though vinyl, fancy name for records, vinyl, went by the wayside, turntables never did. You can go in catalogs today and find stereo equipment that contains a turntable, because they foresaw the return of vinyl, because true audiophiles missed what they called the pop and hiss of a needle playing a vinyl record. Yeah, it's surprising. You can actually buy albums again. Now, I don't see mass production like we had back when I was growing up. We had 78, 33, and 45. 78s were, from the 20s and 30s into the 40s and 50s. 78 RPM records never disappeared. But they discovered that if they reduced the speed to 33 and a third RPM, they could contain more music on a vinyl record. I have a few 78s. I kept them mainly just for nostalgia. But I have stacks of 33 and 45 RPM records. And if I ever get my lazy ass over to rewire my stereo, when dummy me, I took it apart to move and didn't draw a diaphragm, and I can't figure out where all the wires go. Because I want to hear music emitting from my Radio Shack Mach 1 speakers. Yeah. I have a pair of the original first run. As a matter of fact, I've told the story before. These were actually for the store display, because Radio Shack used to publish a catalog when Radio Shack was still around. Pisses me off. But they would publish a catalog And in the catalog, it said, coming in 6 months, Radio Shack Mach 1 speakers with a liquid-cooled 16-inch burnout-proof woofer. And friends, when I crank that stereo up, do those speakers woof? Oh, oh, oh. I could crack plaster. Yep. I remember the day I went into the Radio Shack store. And as I walked over to the stereo section, here in the aisle was sitting a pair of Mach 1 speakers. And I was like, oh, 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 oh. Until the store manager said, It's, what do you mean, Each store only received one pair for demo. A pre-shipment so they could demo. I said, when are you getting more? He said, 4 to 5 weeks. 4 to 5 weeks? I've been waiting 6 months. Sorry. Well, see, I had already prepaid for a pair of these speakers. And every time I went to the store, I had my recipe. So I'm thinking, So what I did was moved my car to the far end of the parking lot so I could watch the front of the store. Well, shortly after I walked out to move my car, the manager went to lunch. Sneaky Grumpy went into the store and wandered around and went, oh my God, the Mach 1s are here. And there was a young kid, about 18, covering until the manager got back from lunch. And I says to him, I have a recipe. I'll take those. Not knowing, the kid didn't know that they didn't have any more of these. And he said, well, let me get you. I said, no, we'll just box these. The boxes are here. We'll just put them in the box. So we put them in the box. And he helped me carry them out to the car. And I took off out of there like a bat out of hell. Well, needless to say, when the manager returned from lunch, he was not a happy camper. He was like, "Where's the speakers?" And the kid said, "Sold." What do you mean sold? Those are our displays. He said, "Who'd you sell them to?" Well, he had to, write out a delivery ticket so that I couldn't come in and get another set. And he was like, "To this guy." No, my phone rang while I was setting up my Mach 1s. And it was the manager of the store telling me to bring them back. I said, Bought, paid for, and delivered. He said, "Those are my displays. What am I going to do?" I said, "Well, wait 4 to 5 weeks till you get some more." I paid for them, took delivery, they're mine. Click. Needless to say, before I went back into the Radio Shack store, I had to do a double take to see who was behind the register, because I didn't want to tangle with the manager. Yep, that's how Grumpy got his Mach 1s. And the store had to wait 4 more weeks to get theirs. And I haven't heard my Mach 1s for about 2 years. They're sitting nicely in my bedroom. I just have to figure out how to wire everything up, because I lost all the manuals when I moved. And you can't go online. There is no such thing as going online to find a diaphragm to wire a component stereo, because component systems have been out since the 80s. So I have to try to figure out how to wire everything up so I can hear my wonderful Mach 1 speakers. Yepper. Yeah. I still have my complete component stereo system that I bought in 1971. And everything still works wonderfully. Oh. I can't wait to hear it again. One of these days. I think I have located a stereo sales company that is going to walk me through wiring everything up. I emailed them the wonders of email, and they replied, "Send us a full list of all your components," which I did yesterday. Because, I've got the turntable, and the tuner and the dual cassette deck and the CD player and the reverberator and the equalizer. Oh, reverberators were big back in the 70s. They're echo chambers. And I have a big Pioneer reverberator. Oh, it's cool. Crank up them Mach 1s and put a little echo in there. It's gonna be cool. Yepers. Plus, we're up to 34, friends. Yep. Grumpy went into the store and got 4 more Seagrams. And the display is really... I don't know if there'll be any left tomorrow. But I got 4 more today. 34. Looking neat in the corner of the bedroom. Bottles. 2 liters. Yeah. That was on my list. Go to store. Get 4 more. Now, remember my sauerkraut story from yesterday? With the lid that they put on with a machine that turns at 1,000 pounds per square inch? Well, friends, here are the monsters. Look at the size of these. Look at the size of these. Here are the monsters I had to use to open that goddamn jar of sauerkraut. Look at the size of these things. Industrial. It should say on the jar, by industrial size. Channel locks. Because this is what you will need to open this goddamn jar of authentic German sauerkraut. Yeah, that's what I had to use. These big suckers. Ridiculous. Could have used industrial size. Like Tyrannosaurus Rex. Yeah, my Tyrannosaurus Rex channel locks. Jesus Christ. Ridiculous. Almost as ridiculous as my damn cameras. Yeah. Grumpy has some nice camera equipment. Not only video, but still DSLR digital single lens reflex cameras. You know, the kind of camera, not from back in my day where you just took pictures on a roll of film. These not only take pictures, you can take a movie with them. That's what's neat about DSLR. Not only snap a picture, you can film a movie. Well, today, I decided I wanted to use my Fuji Fine Pix DSLR. Yeah. Now, I've been using my Lumix, but I wanted to use my Fine Pix. So, I get it out, and I put brand new batteries in it, and I turn it on, and it says, no memory card. Turned it off, turned it back on. No memory card. Now, usually, friends, all my cameras, I leave the memory cards inside because each goddamn manufacturer uses a different style memory card. Yeah. Well, my Fuji Fine Pix takes what's called an XD memory card. Do I have any spare XD memory cards? No. Now my Lumix uses an SD card. Can't put an SD card in an XD card slot. Don't work. The Fine Pix also takes what's called a compact flash card. Do I have any spare compact flash cards? No. So, I go on my favorite place, eBay, to look for memory cards, mainly XD. Now, I can buy micro SD cards for like $5. XD cards, 40. I said, when did they start making these things out of gold and titanium? Yeah. XD picture card. $40. So unfortunately, the Fuji Fine Pix went back into the camera case. Because I don't have that kind of money for a card. What happened to it? Don't know. And I mean, we're not talking something huge. An XD card is about this big. Now this is a micro SD. But an XD, see, on a micro SD, the contacts are like this. On an XD, they're down here like this. Yeah, that's the only difference, really. Micro SD, micro XD. Contacts are down here. Why you stupid ass camera manufacturers decided you had to have your own explicit card, I have no idea. And where it got lost, I have no idea. But it's gone. There's this little slot it pops into in the camera. Evidently, when I put it in the last time, I didn't push it to lock. And somehow, it fell out. And any of you who have moved know what a disaster moving and packing and unpacking. That card could have been anywhere. Could have fallen out on the floor, got swept up, thrown away. $40. $40. Now, there are what they call pre-owned. Grumpy don't buy pre-owned photo cards. No micro SD, no XD, no. Can't trust them. Somebody could have taken, like 5,000 pictures and erased the thing 40 times. Nope. Brand new, $40. So the beautiful Fine Pix went back in the camera case. Do I have it close? I thought I had it. No. I'll show you tomorrow. I'll show you my Lumix and my Fine Pix. Oh, back in the day, film cameras, SLR. I had, talk about a shitload of camera equipment. I had lenses that were like this big. You had to have a stick called a monopod. Because it was so freaking heavy, you had to have something to hold it up. You got the camera and the stick and a monopod. Yeah. I ended up giving it all away for two reasons. One, film. If you say film camera, people look at you like, And I can't just run up to CVS anymore. See, back in the day, you could get film developed at like CVS, Walgreens. Not no more. When they came out with them little memory card cameras, the digital film went like vinyl. Bye-bye. Film developers went bye-bye. 90% of your camera shops went bye-bye. Yeah. Try finding somewhere you can get a roll of film developed. I think there's one place in Cleveland. That's downtown. I ain't driving downtown. Plus, you used to be able to go into CVS and Walgreens and buy film. I haven't seen rolls of film in ages. So I had someone that was interested in all my antique equipment. So I told him, it's yours. Oh yeah, there were probably 4 or 5 cameras and easily 75 different lenses. Oh yeah, I had them from macro all the way up to If you watch sports, you will see a photographer on the sideline and they'll have them big monster. Yeah, they make them for DSLR. Grumpy don't buy them cameras no more. I don't need big DSLR lens. I just a regular, well, not so regular. I mean, these aren't cheap DSLRs, but I don't need, the removable lens ones anymore with the big monopod stick. No. But it really pissed me off opening that little door on the camera and seeing no XD card. But I figured, hey, I can buy micro SDs cheap. eBay. Yeah. $40 and up. $40 was for like the 64 megabyte. If I wanted like 2 terabyte, like $120. I don't need a terabyte memory card. I'm not taking 5,000 photos. I just need a little XD card. $40. So Grumpy gonna save a little money. Put the nice Fine Pix camera away. See, the Lumix works fine for what I want. But I wanted, I haven't used this camera in a while. I wanted to brush up on it. Not. All for that little... Thanks, Fuji. Assholes. And see, I didn't pay that much attention. Until today. Of course, when I bought the cameras back in the day, XD cards were cheap. Yeah, I could pick up, well, they didn't have terabyte, but I could pick up like a 512 meg card for $12, $13. Now, 64 meg, $40. Yeah, I'll show you the cameras tomorrow. I love the Lumix. Oh, I love that camera. Matter of fact, I really don't know why I bought the Fine Pix. I bought the Fuji because the Fuji would take video. The Lumix does not. The Lumix is just a photo camera. The Fuji Fine Pix is a photo video. That's why I bought it. And believe it or not, I never shot a video with that camera. Because I have video cameras. I don't know why. I think I bought it because in case I was somewhere and I wanted to take a video, I had the best of both worlds in one camera. I didn't have to have a camera and a video. I had a photo and video all in one. I never shot a video with it. I have to read the manual because I'm going to experiment once I get an XD card. Damn Fuji. Now, are we ready for some trivia? I got some more worthless trivia today. And it's mainly for you people that have Apple products. And people probably don't pay attention. But when an Apple commercial comes on, and they're showing like a MacBook or an iPad or an iWatch. Ever notice every item, the time is 9:41 a.m. Every item. If you see a commercial for a new iWatch, when the person looks at the time, it's 9:41. Do you know why? I'll give you some time to think. You might have got the Q-tip one yesterday. You ain't going to get this one. I'll give you some time to think. Every Apple product shows a time of 9:41 a.m. I'll give you some time to think. I'm going to get in trouble for that. That's copyrighted music. Come on, think. Why, when you see a commercial and the person looks at their Apple Watch, why is the time 9:41 a.m.? And it has something to do with a requirement that Steve Jobs put for every Apple commercial. Yeah, Steve said, 9:41. Same thing. If you see for like the new iPhone, what is it? The iPhone 647 or whatever. When the person picks up the phone, it says 9:41 a.m. Why? You won't get it. You won't get it. You give up? I see computers shaking. Give up. It is because that was the ending time of Steve's speech when he introduced the first iPhone. Yep. Gargle it. Or Safari it. Steve didn't like gargle. Yeah, Safari it. When Steve introduced the very first iPhone, the end of his presentation was at 9:41 a.m. And Steve, knowing his mind, Steve was really OCD. He happened to glance at the timer across the stage, and it said 9:41. And Steve was like, oh, 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 oh. And since the iPhone was like the greatest invention since sliced bread, Steve said, every ad for an Apple product will have 9:41 a.m. And there's your bit of worthless trivia for today. Not saying I'm going to have worthless trivia every day, but I thought that was kind of interesting, even considering I'm not an Apple person. I own no Apple products. I'm an Android. Yeah, I'm an Android. My good old Motorola Moto G stylus. Android. Now, something that makes me very, very, very happy. Are we ready for it? The newest addition to the tube family. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Here. I'll remove the little... Look at them tubes. Look at them tubes. And what's neat is it has this little sign that lights up that says Hi-Fi Stereo Tube Sound. Oh, 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 oh. Hi-Fi Stereo Tube Sound. Yep. Oh, 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 look at them tubes. From Duke, D-O-U-K, Duke Audio. It's a headphone amplifier. Right there's my headphone. Volume control. Microphone plugs in. Power cord. Tubes. Gives me hi-fi stereo. And friends, this one, believe it or not, has the best sound out of the three, even the one with the blue tubes. This one has the best. More clarity, better sound. They're all tube units, all three of them. But for some reason, this Duke, or Duok, I'm going to say it's pronounced Duke, to me, is the best of the three. And today's the first time using it. So it's not like... But as soon as I started to speak, I was like, wow. Unbelievable. Crystal clear. Oh. Yeah. I don't know what the difference is. Now, there are different numbers on the tubes. So I don't know if it's one set of tubes has more strength I don't understand tubes. All I know is they're making a comeback in certain electronic items. Like I say, if you go on the site for a Rockville Electronics, Rockville, they have the tube headphone amplifier. They also have the tube surround sound amplifier, which I have already emailed and told the salesman when the demo unit goes on clearance, because they reduced the price by about 50%, please let me know. I want it. But I'm not paying $134. No, Grumpy's cheap. That was like the tube unit that I bought, the first one. Got that one for $25 because it was a demo. So when I saw they are demoing a tube surround sound stereo amplifier, I was like, Not to mention, it has blue tubes, which would look cool sitting in front of my flat screen TV. Not that I really need surround sound, but like if I'm watching one of my favorite movies, Blazing Saddles, or Young Frankenstein, or Airplane, I think it would be cool in surround sound. Just saying. And with that, friends, I think I'm going to let my tubes cool down. Because I'll tell you what, out of the 3 units, those are really cookers. Man, I'm surprised it doesn't melt that little fancy sign. But it's far enough away, I guess. So,